Mina the Hollower just got announced as a guest character coming to Rivals of Aether II next year, and I really liked Mina the Hollower, one of my favorite games in recent years, so I thought it might be fun to try to put together a moveset for her before it's officially announced. This is 100% for fun. I am not really taking into account competitive balance, more so trying to think of cool concepts that fit for both Mina and Rivals of Aether's identities. Subscribe, like the video, leave a comment with your own moveset ideas. This is my second channel, I do weird shit here. In my moveset, I think the two big mechanics that definitely need to be adapted are burrowing and sidearms, so let's try to go over those first. Burrow is a core mechanic in Mina the Hollower, so I think it should realistically be in Rivals as well, but man, would it be so annoying to play against if it worked exactly the same. Just dealing with a player who's fully invincible for like 2 seconds at a time with no sort of cooldown, yeah, that sucks. You could copy Bugs Bunny's burrow for multiverses, but I don't know, it feels a little lazy. Rivals doesn't do cooldowns the same, and the way that tunnel works doesn't really feel like Mina. I think the best way to handle it is to leave her vulnerable during burrow, but give her a very low profile to sneak under a lot of attacks that don't touch the ground. My main thought with this mechanic would be to make burrow mostly about the movement. In the game, you use burrow to get momentum to get further jumps, so let's try to translate that here. Maybe when you exit the burrow animation, you can release it to get a huge burst of speed in one direction, kind of like a Celeste wave dash. Maybe you can use the low profile to sneak under a projectile and then launch towards them for a punish. If we wanted to make the move more versatile, you could also add a charge variant that lets you go straight up. I imagine it kind of like how Venture from Overwatch emerges from their burrow, but in the context of a platform fighter, this could allow you to gain height for juggles when you knock your opponent upwards, so normal burrow for horizontal, charge burrow for vertical. It might not seem like that much for being Mina's central gimmick and all, but I just really don't think anyone wants to fight a character that spends half the game underground, and this compromise would give the burrow a ton of cool options to synergize with the rest of her kit. Let's put this one on down B. I think what could be a really cool system for her though is the sidearms. I think the easy route is absolutely just to choose a few of these to be each of her special moves, but in Mina the Hollower, sidearms are never really permanent. Later in the game, you can get some upgrades to hold on to them after death, but the experience early to mid game for a lot of players is constantly switching these out on the fly when they encounter new ones or lose their old ones. So I want sidearms to kind of have this similar mix and match feel in Rivals of Aether. The obvious answer here is like a coin smash type character like Shovel Knight and Slade, where she can knock bones out of players to buy upgrades and sidearms. We've already done that, I want to try something new for Rivals here. What if Mina had a sidearm system similar to the Brawlhalla weapon system? Sidearms drop onto the stage throughout the match, and Mina gets to adapt to them on the fly just like in the game. I'm not a big Brawlhalla head, so I don't know the exact mechanics behind weapon drops and whether everything should be transported over, but I do know that the weapons are dropped in a particular order, so maybe sidearms could do that too, or maybe them being random and forcing you to adapt would be more fun. I'm also not sure if opponents should be able to pick up and discard the sidearms. I like the idea of having that as counterplay, but also just knowing that Mina wants to get to a sidearm and playing defensively around that area is counterplay in itself in a way. As you can tell, not super confident on the specifics on this one, but I think the idea of a Brawlhalla-like weapon system to allow you to customize and change your moveset mid-match would just be super fun and match Mina the Hollower's gameplay. There are a ton of sidearms in the game, and I think it would be cool if both side B and neutral B used different sidearms. This would also kind of fit in line with the dual sidearm permit you unlock later in the game. Neutral Bs could have more general use, like a lot of projectiles, the throwing knife, the axe, or maybe even like a close-up lantern hit, kind of like a Falcon Punch-esque move, while side Bs could be more recovery-focused moves like the drill dash giving you horizontal movement, the fishing rod acting as a ledge tether or kind of like Maple's tether if you hit an enemy, and the portal which could function like an Orcane puddle. And obviously I think the bike is a must-have. I think this mechanic of switching out different moves mid-game feels both very much like a Rivals of Aether crazy character gimmick and a lot like Mina the Hollower's customization, especially if they have a bunch of different sidearms that you can combine side Bs and neutral Bs and a bunch of different combinations, and if dying resets sidearms and getting to that build you like can take some effort, it would make the character really dynamic. I just really like this idea of the sidearms drastically changing your playstyle throughout a game and players trying to make builds while fighting. Those are the most fun parts of the moveset. I kind of blew my load early, so let's get on to the rest of the moveset. Up B, you don't really have a lot of vertical movement in this game, and because of that, my one thought would probably be jumping off one of these things and getting a short glide at the peak. gimmick. I think for all the tilts, strongs, and aerials, I want to try to stick to Mina's 5 main weapons. We're saving all the sidearms for the fun gimmick, and I also think that emphasizing the variety of weapons she can use fits into the general theme of customization. I think there's some pretty natural fits here. Jab could easily be the 2 knives, side tilt could be a quick whip strike similar to the Belmonts in Smash Ultimate with a temper hitbox. I don't know if they'd give her the funny whip thing. They should give her the funny whip thing, it would be pretty cool. I imagine up tilt being a big raise the roof type move, kind of like Ike up tilt in ult but using the big shield weapon. In the game, this weapon has a parry gimmick, so maybe that could be emulated by giving the move super armor at specific timings or just good priority, or even just making the disjoint really good. And down tilt seems like a tough one, but I'd probably go with the default hammer swing but make her swing it a little lower. Now, strong attacks, it would be criminal for side strong to be anything but the charged hammer strike. Give it good range, have it explode like the upgrade if you charge it. I want this shit to have a jank ass hitbox and kill at 60. Up strong, I kind of want to go with a shot from the blaster weapon, kind of like a fleet up smash, but let her angle it on charge and let it bounce off walls and shit. I don't want this to be a super good kill move. If anything, it would be kind of funny if it was a little dinky, but also super angleable in a lot of different ways. And for down smash, I think a quick spin move with the knives could give her a nice quick grounded move that is less committal and gimmicky. As for aerials, we have 5 aerials and 5 weapons, so let's try to do 1 per. Whip just makes sense for forward air. We could do a jumping hammer swing for back air, less range but it hits harder. Knives just make sense for a neutral air. This would be a fast get off me button. Swinging these around maybe like a Meta Knight Nair. Down air, I want to shoot the blaster down like Mega Man down air. I think it would be fun if it had a little recoil and she got a little hop out of it. And up air, it's oh shit, I left her with cloud up air with more priority. Yeah, that'll be fine. We don't need to worry about that. Rivals also has special pummel, special ledge get up, and special get up attacks, so let's try to knock these out real quick. Special pummel, I imagine, would drop a new sidearm, allowing you to risk your grab to change your loadout. Special ledge get up and special get up attack both seem like they would make a lot of sense to put you straight into a burrow. This would let you go into the burrow like normal and go for the charge high jump or the instant long jump. Bang. That was pretty fun. I don't know if it's very cohesive or good, but it was fun to think about. What do you think about my moveset idea? Do you think I missed any vital Mina mechanics? I could have gone for some trinket stuff, but I wasn't really sure how to go about that. Maybe plasma vials, but I think healing mechanics in fighting games are just never very fun. So I don't know, I think I did okay. Let me know in the comments, like and sub. Go play Mina the Hollower, that game rocks, and go play Rivals of Aether II, that game also rocks, but not when you're playing against Maple.